When it comes to homeless and runaway teens, one of the biggest challenges is getting them to come in from the cold. They're hurt, hungry, and scared, and often running from past pain and trauma. Tonight, in the final installment of her three-part series, Lost Youth, senior correspondent Marie DeNoia Aronsohn joins a walk-along with outreach workers as they head into one of the state's toughest inner-city neighborhoods.
Newark's Broad Street at dusk, teeming with action and music and homeless and runaway kids.
Tell Jeanette we're going out.
3 more people are about to join the fray. Jeanette Scrozo, Fred Murphy, and Pastor Mike Bethune. They are the outreach team from Covenant House. They offer shelter and services to homeless youths age 18 to 22. This team's mission, save as many young lives as they can. Their only tools, their engaging words.
Hey guys, how are you?
And their calling card.
So if you know anybody that maybe needs a place to stay or they're kind of struggling, they need help with education, you can take this card and give it to them, okay? So really what we do by street outreach is, going out to the community and kind of making some relationships with the kids. The kids know who need our services. The kids know about Covenant House. And just hoping that they'll, have enough courage to take the next step to come to our program.
Their approach is lighthearted.
My last name is Shaheed Baby Cake.
Okay, Shaheed Baby Cake.
But they are here to build trust and to carry out a crucial and complicated task.
We talked about the face of homelessness completely changed.
It has changed. It's veterans, obviously, right? But it's also young people aging out of foster care, 18 to 21-year-olds. They spend most of their lives in foster care or in the DIFAS system or some system like that. And when they age out, they don't get adopted and all, they're given a check and told to fend for self. And how do you do that when you've never been taught how to live? So they end up on our doorsteps, or we find them in some place out here.
You look good, you look nice and warm.
They run into a former resident, someone they hope will return. But there are rules at Covenant House, and if broken enough times, said resident is out, at least temporarily.
He can come back in 30 days, but until then, he's living in house to house, post to post. Because his decision making, remember I said decisions you make today affect you for the rest of your life.
Where's Murphy? Went to tell the police that we were here today.
As night falls, they move to more dangerous ground, the Seth Boyden Housing Project.
Hey!
This time, they extend smiles, cards, and sandwiches.
I have a son, he's 21, but he's incarcerated right now.
Okay, well, we spend a lot of time with young people that are just getting, just coming home. Hi, officer, how are you? You guys see all the kids out here. Sometimes there's a kid that really wants some help, so keep the card, all right? If they know that Covenant House is a place that they can come to, it can be the difference between locking a kid up and giving him a record where he can't move forward and, really saving the kid's life where he can, begin a whole new life and start to turn things around.
Here at the Seth Boyden Housing Project, notorious for its high crime and desperate poverty, the outreach team acknowledges it is dangerous to be here. But the need is great, and they say they must come here in order to make that all-important first contact.
People don't want to come in, they're afraid, there's all different fears. Hey, guys.
And the crusade continues.
Moving from multiple foster homes into a permanent foster home gave me the impression that love was abuse and abuse was love.
The stories of runaway and homeless youth are often harrowing. At a candlelight vigil at Times Square last month, those who have been there and have found their way and survived testified before a crowd, reaching out to kids who can't even imagine the light at the end of the tunnel they've found.
What I can say to every one of you out here today is love yourself first. Never sell yourself short.
And that was the consistent message from the outreach workers, law enforcement officers, and kids we spoke to. While poverty and addiction and the recession are contributing factors, when it comes down to it, the core reason kids run lives in the very core of the child.
What I find most kids run away, it's self-esteem. They're in foster care, nobody cares about them, nobody wants to take care of them, and they just live on the streets.
Let's remember all of the homeless kids in the Americas tonight in silence for a moment.
Marie DeNoia Aronsohn, NJN News, New York City.